There is a relationship between the value of p and k in the table below. Which expression represents the value of k in terms of p? If you haven't had a chance to work this problem yet, pause the video and find a solution, and then restart the video so that you can see if your solution matches mine. So it says there is a relationship between p and k. Which expression finds k that represents the value of k in terms of p? So what this means is, how can I find k? I want to find k, and I want to use p to do it. And as you can see, all my answer choices do something to p. They're adding something to p to find k. All right, so let's look. So it says I want to use p, I want to use 1/16 to find k, which is 9/16. Or you want to use 1/8 to find 5/8, or use 1/4 to find 3/4, or use 1/2 to find 1 whole. All right, so I'm going to think about this one a little backwards, because this is what makes it easier for me. So I sit here and go, okay, what can I do to 1/2 to get 1 whole? Well, that's kind of easy. I know that 1/2 plus 1/2 gives me 1 whole, right? 1/2 plus 1/2 gives me 2 halves, which is 1 whole. So I know that I can add 1/2 to this, and that makes that work. All right, well, let's think about this. If I add 1/2 to 1/4, will that give me 3/4? Well, let's look. 1/2 plus 1/4. I have to change my denominators and make it 4. So multiply by 2. 2 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So 1/2 is the same as 2/4 plus 1/4. That gives me 3/4. All right, so far that works. If I add the 1/2 to 1/4, I get 3/4. Oops. Well, now let's check. If I add 1/4, if I add 1/2 to 1/8, do I get 5/8? So let's look. 1/2 plus 1/8. Again, I need a new common denominator, and my common denominator for those is 8. So 1/8 doesn't change. To go from 2 to 8, I need to multiply by 4. And what I do to the bottom, I do to the top. I did 2 times 4 gives me 8. So 1 times 4 is 4. So now I have a common denominator. Now I can add 4 plus 1 is 5. 8. Aha, so far so good. So this one works. If I add 1/2 to this, I get this. Let's check this one. So 1/16 plus 1/2. Oh, I'm writing incorrectly. All right, my common denominator for these is 16, because 2 goes into 16. Okay, so 1/16 doesn't change. This becomes 16. 2 times 8 gives me 16. What I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So 2 times 8 gives me 16. 1 times 8 gives me 8. 1 plus 8 gives me 9. 9/16. Oh, that gave me that too. So now I have found what I've done. So every time I had a p, I added 1/2, and it gave me what's k. So if I look down my answer choices, there's my 1/2. P plus 1/2 gives me k. So my right answer is C.